power, you generate power, you feed in the grid, it's called a microgrid. But nowadays, when you talk about microgrid, energy storage is a key concept in the microgrid because it provides the flexibility of the power charge and discharge. We actually are dealing with all these applications every day. So when the company when the client comes to us, more or less they're talking about one of the applications or one of the needs they want. Off the grid, use the renewable energy and best to be off the grid. And actually for the peak shaving, those two I think are the most frequent applications nowadays we are facing. So what we do is study from battery storage system and an inverter, which is power conversion system. We add 3 layers of the software to make it as a turnkey solution. But only from battery storage and the microgrid control perspective. And here you can see the whole site. You have generation, you even sometimes have grid, and you have the traditional generation, you have renewable generation, and you have distribution, and you have the loads, right? So it's very complicated. So we are only able to cover this at this moment. But in the future, we might also expand to that part. So if some of the clients want us to provide the generation side, why not? But right now, we only do what we're good at. We'll focus on this part, which is a true main technology in the microgrid. We don't worry about load, so we don't supply EV charger at this moment. We don't actually really supply the solar panels or wind turbine for the customer. But in the future, that might be the opportunity as well. So.
Why EV is going to play? Because as you can see, if you are driving a EV car, when you need charge, otherwise you are stuck. So that's where it becomes critical for government, for people, for communities, the accessibility to the charge storage, and of course it has to be connected to the grid, and then you need controls, you need local monitoring, and also know how you can actually understand the charging and discharging mechanism.
I've dealt with project level assets. A project itself could have financials, could have a contract in place, a line of sight to revenue, and could be large enough for someone to acquire. Often, that's a great question. Often, if you've got a project that's large enough, let's say it's worth $10 to $15 million. Often we see owners selling those projects to fund the holdco, to fund future development. Honestly, that's the smartest way to do it, because once a project is operating, it's very de-risked. You can wrap your hands around it. It's got fixed assets, it's got a contract in place. Someone will buy that. And whereas at the holdco, your dream, the future of your company, maybe somebody won't value that properly. Only you know the true value of that. So why not sell the thing that people are good and comfortable valuing, lower risk, take that money and recycle it into what you believe, will take you onward. So super, super common there.